Hi everyone, my name is Vuvu and this is Vuvu Vena Reads. Today I'm coming to you with a quick, I hope, review of The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Now from the bat, I want to tell you that I got this book given to me by Pen Macmillan, South Africa, and it happens to be my favorite book of the year. Like, guys, I started this book on Thursday, but by started I mean I read like 2 pages, and then on Friday I really read up to like page 20 or something. So in all earnest, I would say I started this book on Saturday. This morning, which is a Sunday morning, I had already finished it. Guys, this is a debut novel. Can we just, before I even say anything else, can I just let that sink in? I don't even think it will ever sink in that much. How does one human being have this much talent? Debut novel. Angie Thomas has done the most with this book. The storyline, the humor, the humanity, the emotions, the give a damn that she's put into this. Oh my god. Woo. I don't even understand how, guys. I'm still getting emotional thinking about the things that go on and how they are crafted in this book. Like, okay, if you don't know me yet, if you see me doing this, it's me trying not to cry, because I'm there, I'm really there, but I have never in my life, wow, ooh, you guys. So anyway, before I get to the end, before I even start, The Hate You Give follows teenager, I think she's 16, Star, who's just witnessed her best friend, I don't want to say former best friend, I'll call her her best friend, Khalil, get shot by a cop, white cop, in the hood. It's in the hood for no apparent reason. So anybody who's seen anything about this book knows that obviously The Hate You Give is based off of the whole Black Lives Matter movement. So having that context in your head, even if you didn't follow the news so closely like I didn't, I saw what I saw on Twitter and I got the context from there. I didn't particularly engage with actual news clips on the matter, but that much is enough for you to follow the story and really truly understand the impact of the movement that was Black Lives Matter. And actually, so many times while reading this, I willed her to say Black Lives Matter, but she really didn't. And however, that's the gist of what she was saying. Nonetheless, she didn't have to articulate it or verbalize it or write it. Star and her family are growing up in I want to say in a hood, let's call it a hood, because I really don't know if I want to call it, yeah, let's call it the hood. They're growing up, I don't want to call it the ghetto, but they do refer to it as the ghetto. Okay, fine. They grew up in the ghetto in a hood called Garden Heights. I think that's what it's called. It's called Garden Heights. So it's very typical America. If you've watched any of these Black American movies, then you'll understand the kind of setup, and she sets that world up so perfectly well that you can already picture it. Actually, as I was reading this, I know that this is now a major motion movie, but then I could see how a producer and director would thrive off of this material, because it was so easily picturable. Like, you could see it happening in a movie. Like, it was so well crafted. Anyway, so she's born to a nurse and ex-convict who used to be a gangster. Obviously, being the hood in America, the ghetto, gangsterism is very rife, and this particular hood is no different. There's a lot of drugs going on. There's a lot of missed opportunities by the youth because of the circumstances that they've grown up in. Angie Thomas, has made Tupac cool again by using him as a reference to this book and to the title of this book. Thug, The Hate You Give, is taken from a quote from Tupac when he was talking about Thug life. So he basically made it into acronyms and the first part of it, thug, was the hate you give. The rest of it being life is little infants. The hate you give little infants, what does it do to them? FE. But basically how society and what they do to young people ends up in society's detriment in the end. So she lives, her dad is a reformed gangster, thug, and is trying his best to build a better life for his family and his kids. He's a store owner in the hood. He owns one of the, one of the businesses around the community. There aren't that many really, but then Star has had an unfortunate series of events in the sense that when she was 10, she witnessed her 10-year-old best friend being killed in a drive-through, and no one ever got justice for that. And this friend, Natasha, was part of a clique. The three of them, her, Khalil, and Natasha, were part of a clique. Now, 6 years later, she watches Khalil die. And what transforms from there is basically the growing up of a 16-year-old who shouldn't have to grow up that fast. And I think that's where most of the sorrow comes through with this book, that a series of events has plunged this person, this child, into adulthood, but somehow life goes on. And I think Angie plays that part, or writes across that part of life going on so very well. She's still a teenager, she's still in school. Her parents have taken her to a high-class white school where she has had to navigate a life between the ghetto and the burbs, basically. And once again, Angie Thomas uses those icons that are very dear to our hearts. So there's a very strong Will Smith from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reference, and you gotta know it. If you don't know it, you will know it. You know, it's one of those that plays out. So there's Tupac, there's Will Smith, and there's a lot of 90s rap that is very central to this book, and combined together they tell the story that is transpiring very, very, very well. So this is a story basically about police brutality and the societal injustices that lead black children in the ghetto to make the decisions that they make, and how justice is very hard to come by for them, whether it is through the law or whether it is through basic economy and society. And we all know that I try not to make my reviews spoilers. Actually, I'm not going to make a spoiler out of this review, but I want to tell you so much. Angie's characters are amazing. Like, the simplest characters to the most profound, as in main characters, she has given them so much detail. Like 4 Ounce, when you read this book, you will see him and you'll wonder to yourself, like, the hell do we care about this guy? But he sticks to your head. She's crafted him so well that he ends up mattering. And the various people that play a role in the growing up of Star also play a critical role. Her father is a phenomenal character, and his growth and evolution is beautiful. The mother is very strong. Her stepbrother is a beautiful character. Seven, her little brother is phenomenal. Her boyfriend, her friends at school, like, she's made every single person in the story matter, and she's told this story from a, like, as if she's reflecting society to itself, to say that this is the hate you give. Watch what happens when you do this to people. By saying Black Lives Matter, it's not trying to be radical, it's not trying to be phenomenal, it's not trying to be attention seeking. But if you would see it through the eyes of a 15-year-old, then maybe you would understand that truly, the hate you give does have an impact on the people that it's being given to. I want to say more about this book, but you know when you've just read something that just sits here, like it's like stuck in my chest. But what I will say is that she's so funny. The humor that she's woven into this book, guys. Like, at one moment she made me feel so schizo because I was laughing, I turned the page, I'm crying, I turn the next page, one sentence is a joke, the other I'm still like sniffling tears and they're still coming back. Like, I don't know how she does that. I really don't know how she does that. She is having a second book coming out in February called On the Come Up. Listen, girl, listen, I just read a brief synopsis on that book and I'm there. I'm getting it. Like, she has become my favorite author this year. Like, it was a toss between her and Tomi Adeyemi, and it's a very very close one. But the things that Angie managed to do to me in this book are unmatched yet this year. So she takes the cup. I know it's like the 2nd or something, the 2nd of December, but listen here. This book, if you read nothing else this year, or if you read nothing else to end the year, please get your hands on this thing. This is going to be one of those books that I will rave about for the longest time, because I feel like it helped me also reimagine what I want my kids to know when they grow up. And I want them to understand that they have a valuable place in society. And this is something that I took from this, that black kids need to know that they are of great value to the world and that nobody can tell them otherwise. And those kind of lessons, they come first from the household. And doesn't matter what's fashionable out there while you are raising your kids, you need to have intent. And this was a beautiful story to help us also as adults understand that what you plant at home is what will manifest out there. This was so beautifully told, guys. I don't know what else to say to you guys, but this is my favorite book of the year. This got 5 stars. If I didn't have a 5-star rating system, it would have had 1,000 stars, I swear. It was so beautiful, so beautifully told, so important a story, and I'm blown away. Like, I keep talking about the story, but my one magic gem of all of this is the author. She did a phenomenal job. This book is worth the hype. Get your hands on it. And that's all I've got to say to you guys for today. And thank you so much for tuning in. I love you very, very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.